wanted him to put his best foot forward for the house and not come off in a way that was going to embarrass her or need to have a conversation the next day, because genuinely everyone shows up to this house wanting to have fun. We understand that there's going to be really hard talks, but we all do want to have fun. And so Bria overreacting did see him come downstairs, was like, what the actual fuck is going on? And she was like, we had this conversation. And, ultimately Simon wants to party and look fly. I think that was his tagline. Access to your energy is a privilege, brother. Live in your truth and look at things for what they are. Be the man who you are intended to become. And see, that's powerful. I truly appreciate it. And to everyone that's been positive and been kind to not only me, but the castmates and everyone that's been involved in this, I truly appreciate that. It takes a certain type of person to just kind of show kindness and show gratitude and understand that we're people too. Yes, we are here for your entertainment. I get that. But at the same time, we need support, and the show needs support in a positive way, not just a negative way. I'll be okay with you and your girl not being on the next season, TBH. A lot of people feel that way about me and Natalie not being on next season. And quite frankly, it's really unfortunate. Who knows what's going to happen? Truly. I know I've seen everyone say, we don't want you on next season. If you do come on next season, leave Natalie at home. Actually, fuck it. Both of you guys stay at home. And quite frankly, we're going to do what we think is best for us, just like the network is going to do what they think is best for them. So maybe there's more to me and Natalie's story that you guys just don't know, and a lot of conclusions are being drawn. Hey, that I didn't say that. But I thought it. Where are you reading these questions from? I don't see them. You can't see the questions. I can see the questions. What is it like to have all the cameras around watching your life for the 3 weeks of the show, or do you not notice them? Good question. It is very obvious that the cameras are around. They're about 30 to 40 pounds a piece. And I kid you not, they're about the width of my body. And the individuals that hold them, male and female, there are female camera women that are on set. And these individuals are probably the most fit people you've ever seen in your life. They stand with those cameras and they're maneuvering them like they're kettlebells. And they're just standing for about, I think their shifts are 6 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours, but something long. And you notice them and you feel a presence, and even when you come home you kind of have this PTSD of almost needing to be kind of censored and guarded about what you say, what you do, because you're so used to everything being and you're just hello, I need to poop, thank you, I'll be right back, save this live so I can see later, please. I've been thinking about that. I've been trying to figure out if I want to save this live, if I want it to live, or if I want to keep doing lives, and it's kind of you got to tune in to catch it type stuff. So I'll think about that. Bria spazzed on Nick 2 weeks in a row. Does anyone ever check her besides Preston? Believe it or not, and again, this is what's really tough, is a lot of people do a lot of checking in the house. Nick checks Bria. Bria checks Nick. Bria gets checked by Noel. Jordan checks Bria. There's a lot of checking going on. Again, you just see what you see. And I wish that, the viewership on the show was a lot higher, because that would mean that we get a lot more episodes and there's going to be a lot more content for you guys to consume. So hopefully that's the growth and the projection that we see, is this keeps going, so that way you guys can get more, so you can understand dynamics and understand how sometimes our dinners go from 0 to 100 within our food getting there to dessert being ordered. Because watching it looks exactly like that. I look at it, I'm yo, we're fucking crazy. We're crazy. But then I remember that dinner and I'm oh, this conversation happened, that conversation happened. This person said this to them, this person got triggered, and that's why we got to here. So, unpack how Natalie shitted on you saying what you make in a year, what she makes in a month. What was that about, Amir? that wasn't Natalie shitting on me. And I want to be very, very clear because, and this isn't me just like protecting my partner. I know that's all, anything I ever say is going to come across as to most people who are just like already written everything off. But the conversations that Natalie and I have are very professional. When it comes to real estate, and there's also a point of that conversation that was missing in the video because we talked over a year span, but she mentioned that in a month. We actually have the same production. Natalie was on the top 25 agents in Austin. I don't know if you guys know how many real estate agents are in your city, but she is in the top 25 in Austin, which is insane. But that conversation was being had because I think it was Alex, trying to understand what our real estate businesses look like because we obviously do different businesses. And Natalie and I love the joke about the fact that I do volume. I am a very volume-driven individual because I know a lot of people and I hang out with a lot of people my age or within my age group that are buying homes, which traditionally is a $300,000 to $400,000, $500,000 price range. Natalie has a very elite network of individuals that have a price point significantly higher than individuals that I am surrounded by. But they're also twice our age. So it kind of makes sense that her business is going to look a lot different from mine, and she wasn't dragging me under the bus. I quite literally applaud her because of that. Like, one of the things that attracted me to her when we first met was this woman has it like that. I love that. I love a strong woman. I love a woman who's career driven, who is sometimes my equal, sometimes my better. Like, that's amazing to have that a part of my life. Simon and Shanice don't understand time and place. Is there ever really a right time? Did I cut out? I think I cut out. But is there ever really, a right time or a right place, especially when you're filming a show, especially when you're on vacation? Like, let's put those two things together. There's never going to be a right time or a right place. Like, it just doesn't happen. You can't deliver it well because there's not enough time. Let's see. Saw you at BravoCon and you were amazing. BravoCon was the coolest thing ever. And if none of you guys have ever been to BravoCon, I suggest saving up for the next year to make it to BravoCon because it's a really dope experience to see all the TV shows, the activations, the what are those called? Conferences? They're not conferences. The interviews? I don't know. Y'all some salty people in the comments. Chill, it's TV. Hey, I play rugby. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down. Do they do mental checks on the cast? Yes, we actually go through a really rigorous background process, and you actually have to talk with a psychiatrist for 3 hours. Granted, what you choose to share to the psychiatrist is your prerogative, but for the most part, yeah, everyone's mentally sane and fit to be on television, meaning that they probably won't stab everyone in the house while we're asleep. But in terms of mental sanity, I don't know. We just want the best for you, Amir. I know. And that's what's really tough is I know that everyone wants the best for me. And I promise you guys, Natalie is really great for me. And it really hurt to see this season because a lot of things were taken out of context. A lot of things went left unexplained. And she has been really strong and honestly a super, super woman because, she has taken all these beatings and all these lashings and has just said you know what, I came to this to support you. Natalie, as a matter of fact, didn't want to come to the house because she wanted this experience to be for herself. Or not for herself. She wanted this experience to be for myself. She knew that this was me before she met me, and she didn't want anything to do with my limelight. She wants to pave her own path. She wants to make her own career. She wants to make her own decisions. And I had to beg her to come on the show. So quite frankly, all of the hate that you guys are showing her, it's my fault. And I have to apologize to her daily and do daily check-ins on her because I feel so shitty about the fact that she came on the show to support me because I begged her. And this is ultimately what happened to her. She doesn't deserve that. She doesn't deserve that. Freudian slip? What is a Freudian slip? I don't know. Can someone explain Freudian slip in here? Love how much Andy is giddy around you. I love Andy. If Andy is on this live, I love you, Andy. I'll see you in New York in a couple weeks. Amir, you probably need to leave her out of the show. It's not a good thing. Again, not my decision. Not my decision. That is going to be her decision, our decision, production's decision. And, it's going to be, it's TV. People are going to hate us. People are going to hate her. People are going to hate me. People are going to hate Bria. People are going to hate Preston. People are going to hate us. But at the end of the day, there's a bigger picture and a vision for this show. And I'm just a pawn. I'm just a pawn. As much as I want to sit here and say that I can control everything, I show up to a house. I try and come off as authentic as I can for 3 weeks straight. And then almost a year later, I hope that I didn't piss anyone off. And then I see what it is that they decide to clip together. That's the experience. No, Natalie doesn't deserve that. All these negative comments, they could exit and we would be happy with that. Bye, Felicia. It's a part of the picture. And what's even crazier is when me and Natalie first got together, she's always watched reality TV, and she's been very invested in YouTube. She's never been a big TV gal. But she told me this is going to happen. And I was like, no, never. This could I was quite literally oblivious to the direction this could go. Not only for me, for her, and for us. And then now that we're both here, I look at her at least once a week and I go, you kind of called this shot. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. You were cool season 1. I was cool season 2 too. I had so much fun season 2. That's wild. You're a great motivator. He's a simp. Yep, I am a simp. I don't care. I love my girl. That's wild. If you're not a simp for the person you're with, you should probably change up. All right, let's get a little scroll. Let's see. Address the wig comment. I will gladly address the wig comment. Okay? The wig comment that I made in regards to Jordan was because it wasn't even her that walked by me. I had already started drinking, and who I thought was Jordan walked by me. And from season 1, getting to know Jordan, and then season 2, I was very obviously impressed with the quality, the collection, everything that she has. And so when I saw her walking by, or what I thought was her walking by, it made me do a double take, because not only did it look like Jordan from a quick flash, but she was also a foot taller. And I was like, pause. How did Jordan grow a foot? And so when I made that comment, it wasn't anything in the sense of me being rude or negative. And I have talked to Jordan, and we have had a conversation. And she said, I really wish you didn't. Actually, she didn't say it like that. But she did say, it didn't feel great to hear you say that. And I don't know why you would say that about someone who, is battling what I'm battling. And I was like, I was sorry, because what I said wasn't meant to hurt her, put her down, emphasize, what she is going through. It was quite literally because I just was like, huh? There was too many factors that didn't make sense to me as to, was that Jordan or was it not? Period. That's all it was. That has nothing to do with the wig comment? Then, how does that have nothing to do with the wig comment? That's wild. I think... judgments are a part of reality TV. People will have no idea your true intentions. Team Amir. I appreciate that. Will, my guy. When are you going to hit the 504 back squat? Dude, so right now, battling an injury, but I'm working on getting my legs built back up. Everybody got their nose in your relationship. LOL, they need to work on their own. And that's the thing is I don't mind people having their nose in our relationship. I don't mind it at all. But what I want is I want people to see the bigger picture before they start to draw conclusions on what is or isn't good for me. Because you guys don't know, I might not be good for Natalie. Like, I am not perfect. Like, no one is perfect. But I feel like because this was me first and then she is coming into this, there's kind of already this like bias against her, and it's unfair. And so hopefully I'll be changing that in the perspective and the way that people are able to not only consume me, but us. So that way, as you guys start to see us on the vineyard, or you see what has already happened on the vineyard, you can kind of start to deduce your own reasoning of like what is or isn't what you think I am, if that makes sense. AKA, that means I'm launching a vlog soon. It seems like you made the wig comment to make Natalie feel better. I think you guys think I'm a lot smarter than I am, because I'm not. I quite literally said that because of the fact that I was confused at how Jordan grew a foot. That was it. Do you even lift, Brad? I do lift. I just got back from the gym. I hit legs, so I don't even know why I'm flexing my arms. There's no bias. If she had a likable personality, people. Let's see. Amir, love it. I was trying to tell you that you're seemingly keep making excuses for ignorance. Don't blame a lot of you may not see issues, but we're obviously helpful. Man, you guys are freaking rolling in these comments. I mean, I appreciate it. I'm just. Did look like Jordan. She did look like Jordan. It's okay. It was an honest mistake. And that's the thing is, I am not a mean person. I am not someone who does things in a way that I want to hurt people. Everything that I do quite literally is to preserve everyone's peace and happiness. I am a peaceful and very happy person. The only two times that I am ever confrontational are when I am like continuously disrespected, and two, when I feel that someone is bullying. But everything else, it's actual innocence. So if you come at me in a way that you're like, no, you're an asshole, you're this, you're intentional, you're malicious, like, it's not that I'm going to get defensive, and it's not that I'm going to be like apologetic. I'm just going to take the route of, if that's what you already have of me, it's not my job to put out every fire in the world of what people think of me. It's impossible. Because once I put out one, two more kick up. So if you already have a negative connotation on me, well, that sucks for you, because you're really missing out on the opportunity to get to know someone who is really genuine and wants to bring a lot of really good things to the world in a great way. Is it hard for you to stop microaggressions? That is crazy. That is crazy that you guys would even assume that. Story, like maybe if she posted, would Natalie ever answer questions on her story? Like maybe she posted it and let fans type their questions so she can filter the mean ones. I mean, I think that would help fans. That's something that I am hopefully bringing to Natalie soon. A lot of conversations have happened about her, around her, and she hasn't had any space to speak her experience of it. Granted, production and everything that is in play, I need you guys to keep this in mind. Everything that is in play, everyone has a different experience while we are all in the same house. It's crazy to think, but it's true. Every single one of us has a different experience. And so for Natalie to share her truth and what her experience is, it might help, it might not help. But the only person who's going to be able to decide that is her. So that's a great question. I don't know if Natalie will want to do that. I think right now she wants to continue to let this season be about me and support me. She doesn't want to come off as a castmate. She doesn't want to come off as anything, because that is just not her. She was there to support me. Things transpired, and, it's unfortunate, but she understands, and I'm very appreciative of that. Females on that show need a reality check. They all have something to say about someone's relationship, but can barely steer their own. Most of them are bitter in their own. Oh, okay. You got something to say, King Strut. You got something to say. If you could change one thing about this season, what would it be? Man, if I could change one thing about this season, I think I'm going to take a lot of ownership. I'm going to take